ClickDeploy provides source control and continuous integration solution for admins and developers. Salesforce teams often start out using chanset for their release management needs. In a typical chanset flow, developers or admin upload the first chanset to the UAT environment. Once the chanset is deployed and tested in UAT, it is then cloned and uploaded to production for production release. This process can work for a very small team, but as team grows, team would quickly run into a number of problems including lack of version control, no incremental backup, team members overwrite each other, no approval process, no code review, rollback, no merging capability, no comparison capability. Manual coordination results in errors and stressful releases, as well as the risk of losing development work. ClickDeploy Enterprise solves all these problems by replacing chanset with pull requests. Using ClickDeploy Enterprise, developers or admin will submit the first pull request against UAT branch in order to move the feature to the UAT environment. Once the feature is UAT accepted, the user then clone the change and submit a second pull request targeting master branch in order to move the change to production. We're going to set this up in ClickDeploy and show you how this works. In ClickDeploy, you can connect to any Salesforce orgs and Git repository using OAuth. Here we have connected 3 Salesforce orgs, dev, UAT, and prod. We have also connected a GitHub repository. We're going to start by setting up 2 CI jobs. The first CI job deployed from the UAT branch to the UAT org. We're going to call this UAT deploy. For UAT, we will enable webhook to trigger deployment automatically. The second CI job, deploying from the master branch to our production environment. We're going to call it prod deploy. For production, we're going to leave deployment trigger as manual for the time being. The CI job is all done. Let's go through our first chain process. Alice is an admin. Alice has just developed a feature and she wants to move it through the process. First, Alice will go to deployment and create a new deployment going from her sandbox, targeting the UAT branch. Let's just call this feature 1. Alice can then select the component that she wants to include in the chain process. Over here, ClickDeploy shows the difference between Alice sandbox and the Git repository. Alice can also drill down into each of the components and view the line-by-line differences between her sandbox and the Git repository. In this example, Alice decided to select a change validation rule and a new field. Alice also wanted to include the field level security setting for this new field. So she go into profile and select the profile that she wishes to carry the permission across. At this point, Alice can validate the changes and commit to Git branch. ClickDeploy will commit the selected changes to a feature branch that are created off UAT. And the commit is done, so Alice can review the changes and create a pull request. GitHub does code conflict check automatically, so Alice can be certain that she does not override any other people's change. GitHub notified John of the pull request since John is also on the reviewer list. John can see very clearly that Alice trying to add a new field, changing an existing validation rule, as well as adding a field permission. John can even comment inline to initiate a review discussion. With appropriate permission, a team member can click on the merge button to push the change to UAT. At this point, the feature is deployed and ready for testing in UAT. Behind the scene, ClickDeploy CI was triggered and deploy just the 3 change component to UAT. Now that the feature is tested in UAT, Alice is ready to move the change to production. To do that, Alice simply clone the deployment, change it to prod, and set target branch to master. Now let's hit commit to Git branch and follow the similar process again. After approval, a team lead or release manager can click on the merge button to push the chain to master. At this point, the feature is queued up in master and ready for production release. On the release day, the release person can review the pending changes to know exactly what is about to be deployed. The list of chain can contain multiple features, but what's different to chainset at this stage is that they have all gone through merge, conflict resolution, and UAT tested. In one click of a button, the release person can complete the deployment to production. The release person can also roll back the deployment in case of a production issue. Simply click on Rollback button, and ClickDeploy will calculate the reverted change, including which component to delete and which component to revert. Just to recap, by using ClickDeploy Enterprise, team can start realize all these benefits immediately. The entire org is now version control with full history tracking of every single component. The chain process creates an incremental backup automatically. The pull request automatically detects conflict. We've streamlined the review and approval process. Rollback takes one click. The simple and intuitive UI empower everyone to work with Git seamlessly in a declarative fashion. Best of all, the process takes about 10 minutes to set up, and you can do everything without even leaving the browser. Sign in for a 3 weeks free trial and start transforming your release process today. We'd love to hear from you, so please reach out to team@clickdeploy.io if you have any question or feedback. Thank you.